Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yes!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic FICA podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
What's up, Neki?
Okay, for real, we're back.
We are back. It's 2 shows in a row.
For real, we're back.
Two shows in a row. You know, we haven't done that in a long minute. It's probably around Thanksgiving or before when we have been able to string that together. But it's 2025. That's how we're gonna do this year. Yeah. We got a good show. We're gonna talk about current stuff. We're gonna talk about people talking trash, and then maybe going back on the trash that they're talking. So we're gonna talk about the Trump inauguration. Some of the craziness that's falling out that Trump promised us if he was elected, he was going to do crazy stuff in his first 100 days. And the first day I'm going to do this. Some of that stuff came true.
Yeah.
Some of it I think is just bluster. Like I don't see a lot of teeth behind some of the stuff, but we're going to talk about that. And as always, we have our community announcements. We have a packed end of January in terms of community events. We had to actually pare it down. So we're only talking about stuff that's in the next week, right? And community announcements. And then we have our friend of the show, Lenna Malietulua, is on with her crew.
From the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force.
And their event they got coming up day after tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay. In Sunnyvale.
Yes.
So
Saturday.
that's the show today. Neki, what's up?
Oh my gosh. So the inauguration happened this week. President Trump took office and then went crazy.
4-7's back in the White House.
So yeah, I'm like, I'm what can you do? But just
I look at it. I had Trump fatigue in 2020 when they voted him out. I'm glad I got the 4 years to get my breath and gather it back, because we got another 4 years, then we're done with him. Because he can't be president again. But man, it's going to be a bumpy 4 years if the first week is any indication of what it's going to be. Yeah. A bumpy ride, y'all. Bumpy ride.
That's okay. We just gotta pray for that man. Pray for that man to make the right decision for our country and for my family.
We can kind of talk about that, right? There's some things I hope he does. Like he's promised to kick inflation down. He's promised to get the gas prices in line. As a kind of a wannabe economist, I know there are a lot of things that go into that, and he doesn't control all of them. But I hope he gets it done. I hope he lowers unemployment. I hope he does some of the things.
He's supposed to lower the interest rate, which he really doesn't have any control over. That's
the thing.
It's nice
right?
to hear.
Like gas. Oh, oil is a world market. It's a global market.
Right.
So how much does he has some influence over it? Mm-hmm. He could lower taxes on gas, federal taxes. Like there's some things he directly affects, but there's a lot that he doesn't. So, but again, I hope he does lower our prices. Right. I hope he gets that done.
I hope he gets that done too. Because he wants, and not that one of his executive orders is for all federal government employees to go full-time back to the office.
That affects you directly.
I'm not a federal employee, but we align with.
You follow federal guidelines for the most part?
Yeah, we follow federal guidelines. So it's a hit or miss. I don't know if that's actually going to happen to me. But if it does, I'm going back to work, y'all.
A lot of people talk a lot of trash. Quit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah.
My bills still happen. My bills are still coming.
I have heard people say, I got to go back to the office full time, I'm quitting. Okay, you go. Like, good for you.
You got it like that?
Yeah, you got it like that. Okay, you go. Because you'll find my ass at the office. That's where you're going to find me.
I got bills to pay. I got a mortgage. I got a roof over my house. I got stuff to do.
I got life to do. So
and I'm grateful I got a job. Right. So, and that's what I've always said on social media is my happiness is my responsibility. It kind of matters who's sitting at that in that seat in 1600
Mm,
Pennsylvania Avenue, but not really, not directly. Like directly, that's my responsibility. So
yeah,
no matter whether Kamala is sitting there or Trump's sitting there,
yeah. It really doesn't matter. It's really that the laws that affect me are really the local,
state
state and local are the laws that affect
far
me
more.
immediately.
Yeah.
Those are the laws that affect me. So I think I've chosen or I voted for the correct people in my community,
Hmm.
in my county, in my
Hopefully, you know who
government.
your county supervisors
Hmm.
are, who your district supervisors are, your city
Right,
councilman, your education board, the
right.
water board, those kind of things.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you're as passionate about
yeah,
the outcomes of those elections as you are about the federal election
yeah,
because they affect you more.
yeah. So I'm more worried about the city and state elections more than I am I mean, of course, he's the president of the United States and some stuff are going to affect me, but more immediately is like the local and state,
My
but
water rates.
my
How much
water
does it
rates.
cost to get my garbage picked up?
But this week, TikTok went black for like 12 hours.
Oh,
I lost my mind. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm bored. Because to me, social media is like, should be entertaining, right? I
so
should be laughing and,
let's go back to the time that it happened. That the
uh,
minute that it happened, I checked it, didn't work. I got an
yeah.
error message. I sent a message to Naki. She
I was
goes,
like,
"No,
I'm still
mine's fine.
on. I'm
Mine's
still on.
fine." And so that was kind of the end of it. And then, like, I don't know, an hour later, I
Hour.
got
Yeah.
it's down.
It's down. What am I going to do? Because to me, like social media should be entertaining. Yes, I'm glad to check on your family and see your kids grow up. But other than that, I don't care. I want to
I
laugh.
want to scroll and I
I
want to
want to
be
scroll.
entertained.
I want to be entertained. So I find that TikTok does that for me. Like to me, Facebook is more it's
It's
our
old folk.
age. It's
It's old
older,
folk.
but it's boring, it used to be fun and now to me
You
it's
know what I
not that
find
fun.
myself on Facebook more
What?
is on the video feed.
Oh,
And I'm scrolling and it's more like TikTok or
yeah,
Instagram because they're
they're
just
starting
short
to be like
videos of,
TikTok.
and a lot of them are on TikTok anyway.
Yeah,
So even when I'm on Facebook, I'm more, if I'm going to be entertained,
yeah,
it's going to be in the videos and the
yeah.
reels,
That
or I'm going to
they
go to
probably share
TikTok.
both on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I I was an advocate for TikTok. And then it went black and I was like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?"
A lot of
And then
people
I
are like,
went,
it's real. It's
yeah,
happened.
it's happening. And then it was kind of funny because people were like on TikTok like the last day, like the 18th or whatever. So sorry, like big content creators were thanking everyone for following
Some
them
people
and
have made
their life has
their
changed.
livelihoods around
Yes.
that, about advertising, around the
A
content
lot of
creators.
people quit their jobs and that was their job, TikTok content creators. And so it's very entertaining for me. So when it went black, I was like, damn, I do spend a lot of time, scrolling through TikTok,
When you don't got
laughing.
it.
When I don't got it, I'm like, then I went to Facebook. Nothing's happening on Facebook. I went to Instagram and it's more like I do Facebook just to check on family
Mhm.
members and really like if you're my family, you gonna call the people that I care about, they're gonna call me, I'm gonna call them. That's how we check in. So Facebook doesn't really do that for me. And then Instagram is just I post pictures and some stuff are funny, but TikTok is the variety is so huge. And a lot of people that I follow on TikTok are not people that I follow on Facebook and Instagram. And so
It's more global.
yeah,
It's
it's more
definitely more
global.
global, and
Hmm.
it because it's designed that way,
Yeah.
right? It's designed to get views, and people, I don't know, sometimes people kind of vilify that, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's all about clicks and views." The stuff's
No.
entertaining.
Yeah, the
Like,
stuff is
entertain
entertaining for
me.
if people do that, like I get content creators and people actually like people go live all the time because you make money from going live, I get. That's what I'm like, people are live all the time. What do they get from it? They battle people. I don't supposedly they battle each other and then send them money. And so that's how people make money on TikTok plus selling stuff. But I literally am on there to crack up and laugh. And me and my family are always we all send each other TikTok videos. Look at this, and mostly it's my kids sending videos of this reminds me of mom, something or
Ooh, ooh.
dogs or,
What
so,
reminds him of mom?
um, I don't know, videos of mom videos. I can't recall any right now, but they're pretty funny.
It's
The
funny.
ones that they send me are
Yeah,
pretty funny.
it's funny because a couple of my kids do the same thing, and they know I hate goats.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
man. My daughter will just go on a string of like sending me goat videos,
yeah.
cute like videos of
Yeah.
like baby goats, and that I'm like, it
Yeah.
grows up to be a goat. Like it'd
Yeah.
be a kid, little baby goat.
Yeah.
Might be cute, but it's funny sometimes when you see a video that they send you that reminds them of you,
Yeah.
and you see like how they see, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you kind of get
Yes.
to learn something about, oh, I mean,
Yeah.
that's funny as hell. I love
Yeah.
it. I didn't know that would like trigger a thought
Yeah.
um of me in
Yeah.
that way. But no, those are things that's a piece of our life at this
Yeah.
point.
So it went black for like, I don't know, 12 hours, but people were freaking out. And
Losing their minds.
then I started looking for other apps to see where I can be entertained. And then,
Ooh, did you find any luck?
no,
No.
'cause
She said no.
because then it was, I had to upload an app, and then it was just too much. I
It's
got to create a
so
profile. I got to do I was like, no,
if
I'm not
TikTok
doing
were
that
to go
again.
away for good, right? It would still take some time for
To
apps to fill that
build up,
like it
yeah.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
in the first 5 hours or 5
Yeah.
weeks. It would take a while for something would
Yeah.
replace it.
Mhm.
Wouldn't be the same, but it would take a minute.
Yeah. So a lot of like, Meta had a big part of bringing TikTok down. In my opinion, they had a big part because Mark Zuckerberg was at the inauguration. Why?
Hey,
know?
well, it's a cutthroat world,
Right.
right? And when you're dealing with billions of dollars,
Yeah.
you can bet there are people trying to influence everything,
Yeah.
right? Like if I can snatch up a piece of the market share because that goes away,
Yeah.
there's somebody campaigning for that to go away.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he was one of the people campaigning for TikTok to go away because it was huge. And then they're saying, so it comes back and everybody's happy, and like all the content creators are so happy to be back, and people that gave their secrets out like this, like there's this one content creator where it's her husband it started off her doing things, and then her dad in the background yelling at her and telling her this and this and that. And then he's funny,
Right.
and then
That's appealing. All of a sudden viewers want to
yes,
see that.
but you never see his face. And then her husband comes on, and then you find out it's her husband that's mimicking her dad, but you never see his face. It's
Ah.
always covered with a cartoon.
They jerk the curtain.
Yeah. And then the last day they show a little, like his side profile and stuff like that.
So is that channel is it still does it still have the same following now
Yeah.
that people know it's not her dad? Is it
Yeah,
still
it's still fun because you only see the side profile of him, and then it's a cartoon caricature
Right.
of his face, so you don't really never see him.
it's not a dad,
Yeah.
not a dad kind of character.
Yes, but she's still funny. I mean, a lot of people like they went left field with other stuff. But if you deleted the app from your phone, you can no longer upload it.
So that is one of the Trump executive orders.
Mhm.
It wasn't a repeal of the ban.
Right.
It's a 75-day stay.
Stay.
Right. So in 75 days, basically he's saying he wants his administration to evaluate whether the ban should stand, whether it
Mhm.
should go away. I can almost guarantee it's going to stay.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But technically it's only a stay, a
Right.
75-day delay in the ban. They're not going to take any action. They're going to evaluate whether it should stay in place or not. But that's kind of what I thought would happen. Would be it would go away for a short period of time. I didn't think it was going to be that short, but then Trump gets to be the one kind of the hero, right? To
right.
say, "Oh no, I stopped that. I brought
Right.
it back." But could still go away, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah. So it's back. I'm back to be laughing and passing videos around. So I'm glad that TikTok's back. I also feel like Mark Zuckerberg has a big part of it coming back, and like he's bought stock or he's got some kind of piece of ownership, because Facebook never used to have a page on TikTok. Now it has a blue, like it's when you have a blue dot, you're
On Facebook? I mean on
Mhm.
TikTok?
And
Mm.
Instagram too. If you have you're verified. Facebook, like day one of TikTok, was verified, and Instagram. So some fishy shit is going on there. But I don't know.
Well, then that could be one of the maneuvers that Trump may have in mind, is that the ban was originally could be changed or stopped if 50% of the ownership were to be American.
Yeah. So
Well,
who
it might be
knows?
Zuckerberg. That,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my point. Like,
Right.
it could be, there could be that name, maybe Zuckerberg or Musk, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Yeah. So anyway, TikTok's back.
Good
TikTok's
to see.
back.
Good to
Everybody's
see.
happy. So, but if you took the app off,
I
you
don't know why
deleted
anybody
it.
would
If
take
you
it off.
well, there's people that deleted the app, and now for this time period, I don't know how long, they can't.
Right.
You can't upload it.
And that's what we had talked about last week was it. If you still have the app, you keep the app.
Yeah.
But you can't find it
Download
now
it
because it
now.
was removed from Google,
Right.
Apple App Store,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. It may come back. It may not. Who knows? But yeah. So there you go. That was my highlight, that it came back, because then I get to laugh again. It's my
Is
form
CapCut back?
of entertainment. Yes.
Okay, it's all
Yeah.
back. Everything's normal.
I think the same guy or same company that owned TikTok.
CapCut went
owned
right after
CapCut,
TikTok.
yeah.
TikTok went down, and then at some point CapCut went down too.
CapCut went down too.
But
And then
they
I was
both
like
came back.
looking for editing videos. I mean, editing apps, because I do all our editing on CapCut. And so I was like, damn, I got to learn a new editing app.
And then it came back.
Then it came back. I was like, oh, thank you. Because I don't have the patience to learn something new. And I didn't have the patience to go find another.
You learned it the first time.
Yeah, well, that's because we needed an editing app. I had no choice. Like, it took me hours to figure out CapCut, and I'm not going to do it again.
All that stuff is in learning anything. Like when I was learning Audition, man, like I would watch tens, if not hundreds of hours of YouTube videos trying to figure out what am I clicking. I mean, I was like at the point where I'm watching videos, I'm like pausing to see where the mouse was. Like, what did he click? How did he get that done? I was just either that or take a class, right? Pay for a class at a college or something. But
no, thank you.
It's all out there for free.
Yeah, it's free. So I did the free. Plus, I just sat in front of CapCut and figured it out. So yeah, that was it. What else happened this week? Anything? I think that's it. I feel a lot better. I had an ear infection. I still have an ear infection.
You sound much better.
I took antibiotics for 5 days and way better.
My dad's birthday heavenly birthday was the 19th, which was Sunday. So I went to the coast. Pops never wanted to be buried. And so we had him cremated, and I put some of his ashes in a time capsule. So on his birthday every year, I just kind of take it to places that we went, either, right before he passed or as a kid, or, just different places we were together, and had a really good time over on the coast, going to different beaches, spending time out at the property and having, breakfast with one of my friends.
Nice.
And kind of just making the rounds.
Yeah.
And
your friend is?
My friend is named Shell.
Shell.
Shell Saunders.
Shell was a model.
Oh, I was wondering why you were saying
Shell
that.
was a model who dated Uma Thurman and who else?
Naomi Campbell. So he was
he was a model.
He was a Guess Jeans model, and he was 16 or 17 when he's not just from Fort Bragg. He's from a smaller town than Fort Bragg, like 15 miles north, called Westport, which is like population 500. Right. So he's actually.
Is that where we went to Brokeback Mountain?
So we drove through Westport.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically they would call that Westport. But he was a kid that ended up over on the runways in Europe, and
that's such a good
Fashion
cool
Week in New York, and he was on the cover of one of the Scorpions or some rock album. Like he was in the mix, and then he just decided at one point, man, I miss home, and he just walked away from it all, came home, and got a job falling trees in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's such a cool story, because that's Fort Bragg, right? A model, dated Uma Thurman, was on the cover of magazines. And then there's that other guy that you went to school with who was producer.
Oh, Zach Stentz for the Avengers and Thor.
And the Hulk. It was a Thor?
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Thor
with,
yeah. So that kid, we all had a media class,
Uh-huh.
and he was the smartest kid. He was one of those kids that's just painfully smart.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like having conversations with him because I was always like, are you making the conversation dumb for you so I can communicate with? Like, it was like that. And I remember one of the days he was supposed to be in class with us, and we asked the teacher, well, where's Zach? I don't know. And then he came back, and he and his friend had borrowed the media equipment and gone to the beach to shoot waves, to film waves coming in, and made something with music. This is the 80s, right?
Yeah.
This was like high tech. And then he put the music to it and everything. And I just remember thinking, that is so far above and beyond anything that the class is doing and anything that the teacher is thinking.
Yeah.
And then, you always try to keep up, like, well, I wonder what that smart kid's doing. And then one day I saw him on Facebook, and we befriended each other after like 15 years not seeing each other. And then people are like, yeah, if you're friends with Zach, I was like, yeah, what? He's a writer in Hollywood. He writes for this movie and that movie. And I was like, he's to the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the Terminator series that was on TV. He wrote that, and people were like, man, Zach Stantz? I'm like, yes, that makes sense because he's that much smarter than everybody else.
That's super cool. So
small town.
So that I knew I had something, but I can't remember it now. But that was it.
What'd you do? Something you did this week?
No, I can't remember. We're having a cousin's breakfast.
We are
at next month at our cousin's house.
Times controversial.
Fucking shit, man. We have this cousins chat. I'm gonna go there. We have this cousins chat where I'm not gonna say. Then
before Nicky gets too far, it's just like social media.
Yeah,
the business happens in the comments.
In the comment section. So we're having this cousins breakfast, and my cousin puts this having breakfast at this location.
She's such a great host.
At 10 o'clock. And then one of the cousins go, 10 o'clock, it's too early. It's a 2-hour drive.
Doesn't work for
from me. And then 2 hours away from me. And I was like, but it was quiet, and I was like, can you just keep your negativity to yourself?
So when I saw this pops up, and I am in my job walking locations with my business partner, and I see it, and I see the message come through, and I see that, hey, I get like the initial message, and then I put my phone back in my pocket, and I have no alerts on my phone for text messages, right? I've got to look at my phone because I don't want it going off all day. So we walk for like half an hour, and then I take up my phone, I look at it, and there's like 25 messages on it. I was like, oh, something good happened. Because that's not 25 people saying, I'll be there.
So we're all chatting. Everybody has side text messages like, I'm done with her. I don't know why. So anyway,
that was I could just tell by the number of alerts on my app, on my text app. You see the red number, it was like 27 or something. I'm like, something good happened.
So anyway, that was that. I'm like, if you can't be nice in a chat, you don't have anything positive to say in a group chat, take it to the side. Take your conversation to the side.
You two want to step outside?
Well, take the conversation to the side, or don't say nothing at all. Like, you can't make it? Okay, fine. Let me just shut the hell up.
What our parents say? If you don't
have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
We're our parents. We're saying that now.
I know. I'm saying that now. Like, before, I used to be very opinionated, and if it came to my mouth, I'd say it. Now I'm a lot more seasoned.
Yeah.
So
our parents sometimes, when they wanted to be parental, would say it that way. Other times they say, "Shut the."
They
wouldn't say it a nice way.
Now I'm a lot more seasoned, so I catch myself when I'm about to, some things just are meant to be said right then and there. I am that person. But other times it's just not worth it. Like, sometimes it's just not worth the energy, right?
Yeah.
So I've learned that the hard way. So
sometimes it's not worth it.
If you don't have nothing nice to say, come sit next to me.
Well, people would say, it's not worth it. I'd be like, what a dumb saying. And now I'm like, man,
it's not worth it.
It's not worth the energy.
It's just not worth the energy. So I like to stay happy. I'm excited for Lenna to come on and talk about their we got to do community announcements. I talk about what's happening this weekend. Lots and lots of stuff
Lots
are
of
starting to
events.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the work that she's doing now with the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force.
Been around for a minute, doing
They're
great things the whole time.
doing great things. So there you go. We got to start our
Community
community
announcements. All
There
right.
you go.
Since we're in Sacramento with our first event, all started off fresh off the boat. Has it been a year? Big
It's been a
news.
year.
Our
Look at my
friends
flyer. Look at my flyer.
at Fresh Off the Boat are celebrating their 1 year anniversary. It's been an incredible year for them, and we could go on and on about all the events that they're at and big name they've made for themselves. But to thank all of you, and this is them talking about us, thank all of you for the support. They're offering something special this week. Buy any meal, and you'll get a free serving of their signature poke nachos. Free poke nachos.
It's so good.
Who doesn't like free and who doesn't like poke nachos? Go get some. Don't miss this change to celebrate with them and grab a taste of something unforgettable. Head on over to 1515 Sports Drive, suite number 300 in Sacramento, California.
Mm-hmm. This weekend, Freshly Baked Salmon Pastry Pop-Up is happening this Saturday, January 25th at 144 Leland Avenue in San Francisco. This is in response to bringing the Samoan and island baked goods to the Pacific Islander Cultural District.
I read the comments on social media.
We have a Pacific Islander Cultural District.
That is in the heart of the cultural district. I read the comments for the last
10.
time they had this, and they sold out quickly. So get on down there early and get you some good food. Taulia Lave, I just found Taulia Lave and friends. Catch Taulia Lave and friends live in Salt Lake City, Utah on January 24th for a night of unforgettable music and energy. Tickets available now at the Complex SLC, the Complex SLC as in Salt Lake City.com. Don't miss your chance to see him in action, and be sure to follow Taulia on Instagram at Taulia Lava Music. That's the handle. Samoan country singer and has the best voice, the best country music voice.
Through our Moana movement, the Pacific Islander Task Force is hosting a Moana movement event January 25th at the Sunnyvale Congregational Christian Church of American Samoa. Enjoy free resources, free refreshments. That's my favorite part. Besides the resources, the refreshments.
Resources and refreshments.
Because I'm a fat girl. I love refreshments.
Stop it.
Energize your spirit with dance classes led by Carissa Tawala and certified extreme hip-hop step instructor, Rocky. It's a day of movement, connection, and fun, and we have the 3 beautiful women coming on to talk about it in a minute.
You're going to hear way more about that in a couple of minutes. Manuia Rockland. Join the amazing team of Manuia Polynesian Review in Rockland for a free Ori Tahitian workout class on Saturday, January 25th at their dance studios. See how you can become part of their incredible dance family and dive into the vibrant world of Ori Tahitian dance, happening at 6632 Lone Tree Boulevard, Suite 400. Register now by clicking on the link in their IG bio.
Small Business Sunday is happening January 26th from 12 to 5 p.m. at the India Basin Shoreline Waterfront Park. Come out and enjoy great food, great merchandise, and a free jumper for the kids. Brought to you by Mobligated Clothing Line. Follow them on Instagram for all their upcoming events.
The Talanoa series with Professor Levelasi Loyan, Pacific Praxis, is happening.
Okay. Oops. There
Nope.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, no.
No.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
It wasn't up. So
we're going to start over. The Talanoa series with the Professor Levelasi Loyan, Pacific Praxis, is happening Tuesday, January 28th at City College of San Francisco, multi-use building, MUB 140, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yay. Samoan Solutions Lego Lounge is happening Thursday, January 30th at Limota Community Space in Burlingame, California at 6 p.m. Open to ages 16 and up. Bring your own kit and snacks to share. Follow Samoan Solutions on Instagram for all their upcoming events.
Boom.
Boom.
Look at the time. Look at the time.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's almost like we know what we're doing, but we don't.
We don't. Pacific Regional, not just Pacific Islander Task Force, regional
And one of
Pacific Islander
the
Task Force.
beginning of this of the collaboration pieces, right, where organizations are coming together to work together as one. We all got our own things to do, but then we also collaborate as a task force to get some amazing community events done.
Yeah, so we've got these amazing ladies coming on that are doing great work in the community, and they have an amazing event that's happening this Saturday. Woo woo!
Right in.
Look at hey, how are you?
How you doing, ladies?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see you guys. It's been a while. Excuse the
know.
hair.
No, I love your hair.
Oh my gosh, my little puff is all over the place. But I'm just so happy to see you guys, Carl and Nack. I haven't seen you in a while.
Your puff is beautiful, just like
beautiful.
you.
It's beautiful.
So glad to be here.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, we're excited about the work that you guys are doing, you ladies are doing. And we haven't chatted before with Amelia. And is it Claricina? Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start with because Lenna, we know Lenna, she's our girl. We're going to start with Claricina. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the task force?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm so glad I'm able to join this podcast this evening. My name is Claricina Vuki. She, her pronouns. I've been with the task force for going on 2 years now. Before that, I was at University of California, Merced, for pursuing my bachelor's in public health. So with that experience, I went over to the Santa Clara County Public Health Department, and I was an intern there for a while. And that's where I was connected to the task force. So I've been here since, and I'm working with Santa Clara County specifically. And one of the events that we're hosting this upcoming Saturday is a church that we've been working with for almost, I want to say 2 years now. So we've been connecting with the Pacific Islander community at Sunnyvale and Santa Clara County in general. So yeah, I'm super excited. I hope Saturday will be a great turnout. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
Glad to have
I
you.
love it. And I love your shirt. I love your shirt.
I was trying not to comment on the shirt.
Carl is a Pittsburgh fan. Boo. So whatever.
We're both on the same couch watching this weekend.
Right. Thanks for joining us. Amelia, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the task force?
Hi, yeah. So I like to think of myself as a dedicated community advocate. I've been with the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force for it will be 5 years this year.
Wow.
I started my public health journey when the pandemic hit. I joined the task force as a contact tracer and case investigator for COVID-19. Mostly helping out my community in getting access to the vaccine, getting their getting help if they had tested positive. I am currently working with Claricina in Santa Clara County, continuing supporting the Pacific Islander community there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for having us.
I know.
Welcome.
Thank you. And Miss Lenna, Miss Queen, we know what you do, but people that are watching, can you let them know what you do for the task force and a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Lenna Malietulua, and I am the new program manager for Regional Pacific Islander Task Force. I just joined mid-November, so I'm still fairly new and learning. And so what I do is I manage a team of two, which covers 3 areas: the Santa Clara County area, the South Hayward area, and the unincorporated area, which includes some parts of Oakland and San Lorenzo and Hayward. But those are the 3 teams that I manage. Also, the other part of my job, which is the fun part of my job, is creating culturally relevant programs that are going to bring our Pacific Islander community to come to a health presentation. So we're doing, I'm kind of doing that and managing the girls and trying to create programs where we can get people to come, which is like our event that's happening on Saturday. And so I have to give props out to my sisters in community, like Christine and Sylvia and Aisha and Dr. Tito, because my very first activity that I was supposed to, help put on when I was full time at San Francisco Hep B. And by the way, I'm still there. I'm just super part time. I had no idea how to put these things on. These health fairs and these things. And so Christine was the first person when I joined SFFB, because I've known Christine for a little bit, and she was like, Lenna, let me just introduce you to the SCDC, and then have a presentation there, and let's go from there. And so that was my first time, dealing with Dr. Tito and then Aisha, and it was so super supportive. And then when we decided to do a health fair, I had no idea what to do. And the schematics came from Sylvia and Christine and Aisha. They're like, I'll do this. We'll do this. We can combine. Let's put it together. And it worked. And so from that, that example of community work and uplifting, other people and bringing your, like brand new newbie community person in, like those ladies really had my back and just said, let's just do it like this, and the other person, like the very first person on email that I met who really helped me out too was Nani. Like Nani was like, welcome to the community. Here's all this information. This is where, so I really I got a lot of love doing community work when I started, and it came from all of those sisters there. So I have to say, if it wasn't for them to really like sit me down, calm me down and say, do this, this, and this, and this, choose from that, do from there. You could create a great event. We're here to support you. I mean, I don't think I would be loving the work the way I do. And I don't think I would be here at Regional. So kudos to my community sisters and you guys. When I first met you, you were like, yeah, go ahead. Let's go on the show. So I just have to say that I just love all of this stuff that you
so
guys
those are some giants in the community. You talk about Nani Wilson, Aisha, Cree. Those are big hitters in the community. So it's nice to get in and see what right looks like, right? You're learning it the right way. And it's been fun for us to see the journey, right? To see you be where you're at and do the things that you're doing with the confidence and poise that you conduct yourself with. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, now you're with the other big hitters, Natalie. And I'm like, you just go on, boom, boom, boom. You go straight to the top. So,
thank you.
It's awesome. It's awesome to see you in the community and all the events that you're at now. It's beautiful. Amelia, can you tell why this event? Why this? Like, what was the idea behind it? I mean, we know, but why these people? Why this event?
Honestly, the idea came from Lenna. She's the main person behind this, and I'm so happy that we have her on our team, because the amount of work that we've been able to get done since she's been on has been amazing. And we're really looking forward to Saturday. We just wanted to get the whole Pacific Island, as many Pacific Islander people as we can, just for us to talk about health. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific topic of health, but just having them be there, and then just us exercising together. It could be dancing, just the movement and just getting together. I think that could really, be a good start for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you guys have any family, any friends, send them our way on Saturday.
Definitely, definitely. Christina, what can people look forward to when they get there? Like we know there's Rocky, but what other resources will you have there besides the task force?
Yeah, besides task force, we worked hard to try and work together with Santa Clara County Public Health, the Public Health Department, to see if they're able to bring their resources so that we can share with the community. Um, Sorry if there's background noise.
Oh, you're fine.
So
Um,
here's the good thing about it. All of our audience, like 100%, and if it's not 100, it's 99.999, are our community. It's Pacific Islanders. So when there's like a baby in the background or there's noise, everybody gets it. So don't worry about any of that.
Thank you. But yeah, to answer your question, there will be the WIC, the Women, Infant, and Children resources there. There will also be, we were able to contact the Walgreens mobile vaccination clinic.
Oh, nice.
So they'll be able to be there. And on that day, they will be giving out flu shots, especially now. There's a bug going around. Everyone is sick nowadays. So it's important to get vaccinated for your flu. Let's see, what others? The Santa Clara County Public Health Department, two of their employees will also be there to share any information. We have the diabetes prevention program. The person
That's awesome.
spearheading that program will be there, and also community to clinic, how to get people in the community to go to clinics, what they need to know,
Well, that's
um, where or location wise, where to go, which location is closest to them and more convenient to them. Let's see, we have the Asian American Community Involvement Group. They were able to give out resources on Saturday. And let's see, Hep B. Lena will be providing Hep B resources.
nice.
And
That's a
DM.
lot.
yeah, it's a
That's a
start.
lot. Yeah.
But we're glad we're able to share these resources with the community because a lot of times, it gets it's not really known what's
Mhm.
out there. But that's why it's good to meet the community where they're at to bring
Yeah.
the resources to them so they're aware.
Yeah, and
That's
those
awesome.
resources are applicable. Like every one of those are resources that our community needs.
Yep, and they just have to get there to know, like, a lot of them don't know that these resources are available to them, so having you guys there is huge, huge. What are you looking forward to, Lena? Like, this is not just your first event, but every event is different, and you look forward to different things. What are you most looking forward to this Saturday?
So I'm looking forward to, like, well, first off, the reason why we're having this little fair is to introduce the Sunnyvale Congregational Community Christian Church of American Samoa.
Nice.
They are known as the Resilience Hub. And so what a Resilience Hub is it's like a community space that people feel safe at and recognize as a place that they can go to
Mhm.
receive community resources and services and go there for fairs. And so we are partnering with Santa Clara County to make the church the resilience hub for the Santa Clara County and the area there and for the PI community. So this is to introduce what the resilience hub is and who they are. And so it's also a place where people can go and take classes at, whatever community, Santa Clara County has to offer the community as far as classes and stipends that go with it. The church will be the place to have those classes at, and the church members or whoever signs up will get a stipend for it. And so we're really introducing the Resilience Hub that day, but also showing and displaying the little, like some of our partners that are able to be there. And it's actually a tee off to the health fair that's coming in April, where most of the vendors are going to be. And so we wanted to add some cultural classes as well. So through our Moana movement, we decided to pair that with the resources to try and get people to come out and see what the Resilience Hub is and what it does.
And is this the first event for the Resilience Hub?
Yes, it is the first event, and it's like it's like their, what do you call it? Their coming out party, right?
I
Like,
love
hey,
it.
we're here with the Resilience Hub, and we're going to have a lot of things to help build resilience in the community. So
So the health fair in April is going to be there at the hub.
yes, so everything that we have in Santa Clara County that we um, stand head at will always be there.
Nice.
Or we'll be somewhere else if if we can't get the church, but we'll always be at the church.
I think it's good from a community standpoint to have a consistent place to go, right? So
Yes.
it may be if you have a one-off situation where you can't use the church, but for the most part, the resources and the place to go is going to remain static for the community. That's good. That's good to have that consistency.
Yes. And that's a good church, fun people, good group.
Oh, good. And are you going to be making your baskets there, or how you're teaching people how to?
Oh, the tea leaves?
Yes, the tea leaves.
No, not there.
Oh, okay.
I won't be that time
You'll
because
be too busy.
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the Santa Clara County will come and they're going to be passing out surveys to people who come if they live in Santa Clara. And in those surveys, the surveys will have questions like, what kind of things, what kind of activities, what kind of classes would you like to see at your Resilience Hub? So it's basically a way for us to gather data to see what kind of other resources are going to does the community want besides these type of activities and classes. So it's a way to just make people come out and fill out the survey, really.
Here's a public service announcement for people that go to community events.
Yes.
There will be surveys. Take the time to fill out the surveys.
We love surveys
because that's how the funders are going to get the message, among other ways. But that's going to be where the funders get the message, what the community needs, what they like, what they don't like. So if you're ever at a community event, sometimes you got to actually ask for it, but that helps the community so much to get the messaging from the people that are there. So take the time to fill out the survey if you go.
Yeah. I think like one of the questions that they have on the survey that I think is so important to have, like, when they're asking this question, and it's really based off of the location that the Resilience Hub is at, right? And so one of the questions I believe is like, for Pacific Islanders is like, how do you envision your space? Do you want it, like what kind of things do you want at your Resilience Hub? Like, air conditioning, heating, kitchen or something like that. And I put bigger bathroom stalls, right? Yeah. Because I feel like I have gone to so many Samoan churches, right? All over the place, Utah, LA, Hawaii. And the bathroom stalls are like this. And I'm like, can you guys make the bathroom stalls a little bit bigger? So I put like bathroom stalls, ADA, make everything, disability friendly. So aunties and uncles could come in and out smoothly and they don't have to climb stairs,
Right.
So, I mean, I think when they're trying to be intentional on how they can improve the Resilience Hub through these survey questions.
And those survey questions, so just that, for example, there's state and federal funding and county funding to make things ADA compliant, but they need to get the message from the community that they need these things, right? So there's just an example of how do we tap into the funds at city, county, state, and federal level for ADA. That's how, right? Get the message in the pipeline.
Yes. Thank you, Carl. Also, I wanted to kind of put a plug in for our Moana movement, if that's okay.
Of course.
100%.
So I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Moana movement, what is that? So the Moana movement is an initiative that I created for the task force. And what it is it is us coupling with cultural Pacific Islander practitioners in the area and around that we could, I put them in this bank, the Moana Movement Bank. And when we have an activity, I just reach into that that spot and pull the same practitioners out over and over again, and partner with them to see if they can help us move our event so we can get a little bit more elevation and public participation. And so I use our programs with the cultural practitioner, the PI cultural practitioner, to make our own Moana, to create our own space that's just filled with all Pacific Islander practitioners for our Pacific Islander community. Even though it's just for us, other people are open to come to the ocean, but we really need our own space, and really need to learn about what health diseases and disparities we are facing as a community. So that's what the Moana movement is. So everything we do will be through the Moana movement. And it just depends. Like if I'm going to do a mental wellness workshop, I'm going to reach out to Pacific Islander clinicians to do that, and stuff like that. So that's what
there's tons of Pacific Islander clinicians now. And I love it.
Me too. I'm so proud of that, because when I look in the bank, I'm like, there's coaches. I have coaches. We have mental wellness. We have like cultural, indigenous cultural practitioners. We have cooks. We have business. We have tons. It's like, oh my gosh, we could take over the world one day, because there's so many.
We can take over the world.
Great to see it.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Okay. So I just off the beaten track, but I'll ask Claricina, and then I'll ask Amelia. What made you get into this kind of work? Anybody?
Yeah, I can answer. My love for this work was just, I think this is an answer everyone, amongst the Polynesian community, family is plays a huge role, right, for us. And I think for me, it was having to take care of my dad was a big one. And just seeing that there are programs out there that are willing to help our loved ones, but because of barriers such as language, access, especially language, that's a huge barrier for us Pacific Islanders. And then going to school and taking public health courses, I think that just expanded my love for community work and helping the community. And and it keeps growing every day with the work that we do.
It's so important, like you're saying, your dad with the language barrier, but it's so important for him to go somewhere and see someone that looks like him,
Right.
that's familiar to him, because then it makes him comfortable, and it makes him want to talk and tell you what's wrong, or if there's something wrong.
Right.
So I love that. I love that. What about you, Amelia?
If I'm being honest, public health wasn't any part of what I planned to do or have anything to do with. When the pandemic happened, I did notice that a lot of the Pacific Islander community were affected. And at that time, the task force, they were looking for someone to be able to, for someone that spoke Tongan, just to help translate and to be able to work with the Tongan community. So I hopped on. I joined the team, and then I realized that I love helping people, and I haven't been able to step away from it. And you know what? I'm like, I'll just continue doing this work, because I don't know, it just gives me this type of fulfillment.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain unless you're actually doing the work.
I think that's what Auntie Nani always says, right? It's heart work. Like there's a calling that people don't even know they have. They'll jump into a program, or they'll volunteer. Dr. Tito says this a lot. We all started as volunteers, right? And Nani always says that's heart work, and then sometimes you don't know it until you like, hey, I'll just go to a weekend event and I'll volunteer, and then I'm like, wow, that I like doing that. Or to your point, you're just kind of filling a gap, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, this makes
Feels
me feel good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Lena? How did you fall into this work?
Well, I graduated like when I was 52, right? From and and so the first job that I ever got was with Richard. I was not really going into public health myself, but because they were hiring with SF Be Free, they called me back and they needed a Pacific Islander liaison. And so that's how I got into this work. But I have to mention that I did not, is that we all know the history of who the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force is, but I needed to mention that the co-founders, they founded this organization in 2015, and the co-founders are Leafa Toimopeo, Dr. Patsy Tito, Natalie Asun, and my current boss, Tau Ve'e. And so with the help of like clinicians and other organizations, community workers, professors, they help to, get this going, get the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force going. And so I wanted to, give them props, because without their work, we wouldn't be here today. And they are turning 10 years.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
So
Love it.
congratulations. Yeah.
That's a great accomplishment. And to go for so long with, funding is crazy to get. We all
Yes.
know funding is everything, but the surveys are gold.
Yeah.
Surveys are gold, people. We need you to fill those out when you get there.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say something really quick. Sorry.
Mhm.
Our professor, I can't wait to go to her Talanoa, Dr. Navalasi Loyan. Yes.
Mhm.
And I have to say this. When I first went to college, I was 50 years old when I went to City College, and she was my teacher. And when you first see Professor Loyan, it's like, oh, she's so nice. She just looks so nice. And she was like, hey, this is the assignment. This is what you're going to do. I expect this, and this, and I expect you to do your work. And she was so informative, and she was such a good teacher. Like I didn't know what to expect when I went to class, but I walked out of there like, I want to be like her when I'm graduating.
Yeah.
She's so smart. And so she was like I just loved her. Her, Dr. Polita, Drew, like, oh my gosh, I just love those guys.
And it's also awesome to walk into these spaces and see a Pacific Islander as your professor, teaching a class on Pacific Islander studies. Like, who would have ever thought that, 10, 20 years ago that we would have Pacific Islander studies in college.
Right. And to a certain degree, that's the same way as seeing public health officials, right? People in public health at the event, right? You ladies, that means a lot to the community. Seeing people that look like us means everything, right? Like we did some focus groups back in 2020. And that was the driving thing that came out of our focus groups, where we asked people, where do you want to get guidance and information? And it was churches, elders, and community-based organizations, right? It wasn't the comments section on TikTok. It wasn't like it was the things that we know in our community, right?
It wasn't your doctor's office.
Right. It wasn't your doctor.
At the library.
It was your elders, your family, right? We're a tight-knit our tight-knit community. So when PIs go to community events like the one this Saturday, and they see people that look like them that are administering and giving the information, that's credibility, right? And we've seen that, right? We've seen that at community events where non-PIs show up and they've got great information, and the even the brochures and the stuff that they're giving away, and man, there's nobody at their tables, right? Everybody's going to the tables with the PIs, and it's like, but you get it, right? You get it. No, I want to talk to the people that can relate to me. So you're doing it from that same level of Professor Loyan, right? You should go into a classroom and you see a professor, but at the same time, when you go to a community event and they see you ladies, it's the same effect.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
it's so
you.
awesome. So congratulations on all the work. Are we missing anything? What else is happening? Let me know. What else is happening on Saturday? And of course, you can find out by showing up at the event this Saturday. We'll post the flyer on our social media. Before I let you go, because I'm such a foodie, if you had $20, if you had $20 and you had to create your favorite PI plate, what would be on your $20 plate?
And we'll let Naki model. What would you do on your
my
$20
plate?
Watch her do a $50
What?
plate.
No.
That's what
Yeah,
she's gonna
but
do.
this to me,
Oh,
my
okay.
$20 plate that would be worth it would be galo, falifu galo, and then oh gosh, I'm a fat ass. Corned beef and cabbage, balsami, sapsui.
That's
And
$50.
I'm not done yet. And chicken. And then on my side, I would have pangi popo and then fausi and water.
Yeah. So you find where you can get that for
Isn't
$20.
that worth
You
it?
let me know.
That
Okay,
is
let's see.
my ultimate $20 plate.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my ultimate $20 plate, and if I'm thinking pretend 20 stretch to
Yes.
$50,
Yes.
it would be for me. I love falifu plantana.
Ooh,
Plantain. So it'll
yes.
be falifu plantain. It'll be chicken chop suey. It will be salmon, and then it would be what you call it, palusami.
Ooh,
And
yes.
then my drink would be Vive Poifala, which is
Ooh,
pineapple and
yes.
banana, and then of course lemon water. And then my dessert would be Valu Valu V, which we don't find that here, but it's a root where it's like an apple, like
Oh.
they scrape it with like cold coconut sugar. It's so good.
Ooh,
So,
that's
ladies, just so you know, nobody does $20. Every time we ask this, everybody is like a $50,
we
$60,
in the
$70
hundreds.
plate.
We in the hundreds now. We in the hundreds now. Amelia, what is your $20 plate?
Slash $100 plate would
There you
be
go. There you go.
otaika, lu pulumasima, sapasui, roasted piggy, yam.
Ooh.
I'll have otai watermelon or otai mango, and some octopus, and some raw fish. A lot of raw.
Nice.
That's
my $100 plate.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Can we share your $100 plate? You took everything on my plate.
I'll go in on it. That's all I always say $20 plate, but really my plate is like $100 too.
I always laugh when she rolls this question and I'm like, nobody does $20.
Hey, man.
Nobody does.
One
Nobody does
day.
$50. They're all $100 plus plates.
I know, and then they weigh your plates now. Christina, same thing?
Same thing. I think I would just add for dessert. I would add faikakai, like
What is that?
dumplings. It's like dumpling with coconut.
It's like
And-
fauci.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Ooh, I love
that.
that sauce. I love that sauce. That's so delicious. Okay, we all on the same team. I love it.
Because before we do step class on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, we're just talking about it. We're not actually going to eat it. I love it. I look forward to seeing. I will be there. I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. You ladies are amazing. Thank you for the work that you do. We're going to let you get back to your families because it's late on a Thursday. I have to get to work tomorrow anyway. But thank you so much for the work that you ladies are doing for our community, for our peoples, for America.
For the Moana.
For the Moana. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have a good
ladies.
evening.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, they're so awesome.
That's going to be a good time.
That is so awesome.
What time is that?
That is I have a flyer somewhere, but it's
In the middle
during
of
the
the day.
day.
Yeah.
During the day. I don't know. During the day. I remember I was talking to, we're supposed to meet on Saturday, but I texted Nick and said, oh, there's events on Saturday.
I'm going to try to do that too.
Yeah, we could just run down you know how we do.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how we do. I'm not going to say how we do, but you know how we do. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for Sunnyvale. That's going to have this resilience hub that is new.
Yeah,
It's their
they've
first
got a health fair.
event.
They're following up in April with a health fair. That's
Health
exciting.
fair. So, you know, we have family that way. So
We do.
we've got to contact them so that they can come out. Augie George. Eddie.
Jerry.
Anyway, yeah, Jerry. So I'm looking forward to that. Man, I'm gonna repost the flyer. You're gonna see clips of this week, tomorrow, to remind you that this is everything that's happening this weekend. So we will see you Saturday, I think.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday.
Anything else?
No.
Yeah, we're all set. We're good to go. We're here every Thursday at 6:00. Come back to FICA with us.
Love you all.